Hello and welcome to the third lesson in creating healthy boundaries, family and friends. In the last lesson, we talked about how to handle those uncomfortable moments with strangers and acquaintances. While these interactions may be brief and intermittent, there are other relationships in your life that you have that may also experience some adjustment given your new situation. In this lesson, let's talk about how to create healthy boundaries with your family and friends. As you know, relationships with family and friends ebb and flow over time. While you're adjusting to a new baby in your life, you'll find that this also means your relationships with the people in your life will also adjust. The role that you had before the baby is likely to change. It's important to remember that not only are you becoming a mother, but the people close to you are becoming grandparents, aunts, and uncles as well. All this change requires adjustments, and there may be some growing pains. Not only are the relationships that you have going to change, but you also may notice there's a change in the dynamic of your relationship. Maybe before you came and went as you pleased, and now people want to see you and the baby. Previously, you may have gone to your family or your in-laws' place to visit, and maybe now they will want to come to you. All of this change is inevitable. The key is to be prepared and to have a plan. Whether you like it or not, everyone that's close to you is going to have their own expectations when it comes to you and your baby. Your in-laws may feel like they'll have an open door policy and want to come and go as they please, or maybe you expect that your mom will be there when the baby's born. You have your expectations, but remember, other people in your life will also have them. And there's a very good possibility that those expectations won't be aligned. But that's okay. It's important to recognize that everyone's going to come to this new reality with their own expectations, and the key is to get on the same page. So let's talk about some tips to help you create healthy boundaries with your family and friends. The first tip I want to share with you is to create a buffer. Remember, you don't have to say yes right away. If your friends want to go out or if siblings want to come over, it's okay to say, "I'll see how I'm feeling," or say, "That doesn't sound like something that may work." You could also give yourself some time by asking, "When do you need to know an answer?" Giving yourself some space to respond to requests and invitations gives you some time to decide what you really want to spend your time on, and gives you grace to see how you're going to feel physically. The second tip I wanted to share with you is to be proactive. Plan in advance of what and where and who you want to spend time with. This goes back to the earlier module about asking for help. It'll be up to you to articulate how much help you need. Don't hesitate to ask for people to help. Often family and friends want to help. They just don't know what to do. And if you give them direction, you may be surprised by how good it feels to get the help that you need. Now let's say you have a, shall we say, challenging relationship. How do you set healthy boundaries with that individual? First off, I want you to give yourself permission to speak up. You don't need to be harsh or rude. You can often soften how you speak. For example, "I'm getting really tired. I'm trying to listen to my body. I want to participate, but my body is saying something else." There are many ways to communicate where you can share how you feel without offending the other party. Remember, they may just have different expectations than you do, and you need to share your thoughts. Maybe they just don't know where the line is. Let's talk a moment about your friends. Your relationship with your friends will change over time as well. This often takes my clients by surprise. I want to give you a heads up that it will change. We talked about the importance of a community in an earlier module. This is why this is so important. While your friend relationships may change, if you're proactive about building a supportive, positive community around you, even if some of your friendships falter, you still have a community to go to. As you might imagine, I have some homework for you. I always say it's important to be proactive because these things can be so much easier to handle when they're addressed early. So this is what I'd like you to do. Again, grab some tea, some ice water, find a quiet place to reflect and complete the worksheet. I'm going to ask you to choose up to 5 different relationships that you have in your life that'll be impacted by this new addition to your family. Don't include your spouse at this point, as we'll be doing a whole lesson on them. Once you've chosen your people, think about what expectations they might have when this new baby arrives. How involved will they be? How often do you think they'll visit? When you've done that exercise, think now about your expectations. How involved do you want them to be? How often do you want them to visit? How much help will you want from them? Once you've outlined your expectations, the idea now is to identify any gaps between the two. If you don't think there are any gaps, that's great. But if you see there is a gap between their expectations and yours, now's a good time to have a conversation to bridge that gap. Again, the sooner you have these conversations, the easier it will be for you down the road. Good luck, have fun, and see you on the next one.